Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining today. My name is Melissa, and I'm here to lead you through all levels yoga. We will practice together for 45 minutes today. As we go through class, just a reminder to listen to your body. If any of the stretches that we work with today do not work for you, please skip them, come on out and modify. And as we go through class today, you'll just want to have a yoga mat to practice on. I really enjoy having the blocks and also the yoga blanket close by. So if you have those and you want to bring those into your practice, definitely do that. But they are not a necessity for class. So if you don't have them, no worries at all. So as we go through our class today, I would love to take some time to work on the full body. So we'll do a really nice full body stretch. We'll work on increasing our flexibility, building strength. And I would also like to take some time to work with the different sun salutations, which is a really nice way for increasing that flexibility and building strength. And I love the history of the sun salutations. Yoga came from India thousands and thousands of years ago. And people would be so grateful to see the sun. So they would get up and they would do these movements to kind of worship the sun. And that's where we get that term sun worshiper from. So they would perform these different sun salutations to show their gratitude and to just express their joy for the sun shining, knowing that, this is going to be a great day and really good for their crops and things like that. So I love the different sun salutations, and they all have different benefits, which I really love as well. And we can go over those as we go through class today. But as we start, I wanted to just share a little quote that I came across, a little poem about stress and worries. I'm sure that we all experience this every day, a bit of anxiety and high stress levels. And just reading this, it really hit home for me. So I was looking forward to sharing this with you and hoping that this can help you as well. Worrying about the day only invites anxiety. Today will go exactly as it needs to go. The only thing you can control is your reaction to the things that happen around you. If you feel anxious about something, spend a moment to reframe it in your head. Turn the negative thought into something positive and enter your day with fresh eyes and the resolve to react less and invite calm when anxiety begs to thrive. So I found this just to be so powerful, and especially this line that says, I'm starting to feel anxious about something, spend a moment to reframe it in my head. So I just would catch myself doing that throughout the day today, and I just found it to be very helpful when I would have a thought that was a little irrational and just kind of inviting that stress response into my body. I just take a step back and I think, how can I think about this a little differently? Or how can I put this into perspective? And it just helps so much. It really brought in this element of relaxation and just helped me navigate the day a bit better. So I hope that you enjoyed that, and I hope you can, bring that into your yoga practice today and maybe into your day tomorrow and the rest of this evening. So I would love to do a standing centering today. We'll do that just to get nice and grounded. So if you'd like, you could join me at the top of your yoga mat. You'll want to bring your feet in line with your hips, allow for your toes to point straight forward, and let's take a moment to release the shoulders a bit. So we're going to bring our shoulders up to the ears. We'll create a nice large circle, and then relax your shoulders on your exhale. We'll take a full breath in. Let's take our shoulders up, back, and down. And one more time. Let's inhale and exhale. Great. Letting your eyes close if that feels comfortable. And we'll just take this time to bring awareness to our physical body. Maybe feel your feet grounded and planted down. Maybe lift the 10 toes from the mat and then slowly placing them down, just one at a time. Feeling that nice grounded sensation in your feet. Add a gentle bend of your knees and a slight tuck to your tailbone. And try to lengthen your spine a little bit more. Try to lengthen the back of your neck and reach and stretch through the crown of the head. Take a moment to connect with your breath. We'll connect to the rise and the fall of the breath. Lengthening as you inhale and lengthening as you exhale. And then we'll take a moment to work with our breathing and also a little movement with the hands. So palms are going to face up. We will take a breath into our stomach. We're going to let our hands float up. Let's take the breath into our ribs and we'll take our breath to our chest. Palms will face down and then let's exhale from our chest, our ribs, our stomach. Palms float up. Let's inhale, stomach, ribs, and chest. And then releasing chest, ribs, and stomach. Now we're just going to take this one at your own pace. So finding a little bit of movement with the hands as you breathe can be a really nice opportunity to help you drop into your breath and into your body and into the present moment. Hands to heart in prayer. We'll come into Anjali Mudra. Set an intention for class. That can be a goal or a desire that you have. It can be anything. Maybe you want to relax for this next 45 minutes. Maybe your body is a bit tense from the workday and you want to let that go. Let's take a nice deep full inhale here. We're going to sweep those hands right on up to the sky. Fingers will interlock and then palms will press up. So we're going to take that nice full breath here to lengthen. And draw the hands to the right and to the left. So we're going to do a little wiggle here in the waist, side to side. And as you do this movement, each time really try to lift up and then out of the waist as you lean to one side and the other. We'll get nice and grounded in the feet as well. Press to the inside and the outside of each foot. And pause, hands to the left for a moment. Let's take that right hip and press it to the right. Maybe try to scoop that left shoulder under a little bit and then right shoulder draws back a tiny bit. Almost like you could shine your heart to the sky here. Let's bring ourselves back through to center. We're gonna lengthen and draw your hands off towards the right. Feeling that left hip pressing off to the left. Scooping the right shoulder under and left shoulder back. We'll bring ourselves back to the center. Let's take our hands behind the body. We'll come into a shoulder opener. We'll try yoga mudra here. So fingers will interlock. Either palms will touch or you can square off the wrists here. Maybe imagining that you could squeeze a marble in between the shoulder blades. Option to stand up or come forward if you'd like. Arms can run along your back, and there's a variation where you release the arms away from your back body. Maybe gaze to your navel. Just see if you can relax your head a little bit more here. Hands are going to float down onto your low back. Let's bring our hands down onto the mat. Forward fold, also called Uttanasana. And we are going to shake out the legs a little bit here. So bend one knee and bend the other knee. Maybe shake your head yes and shake your head no. If the ground is feeling far away, maybe have a very deep bend in the knees. That could help you out a little bit. And if you happen to have those yoga blocks, you can always have those as well. So you can bring your hands up onto those. And when we have those yoga blocks, they typically have 3 heights. So they have a low height, a medium height, and a high height. So you can figure out what's going to work best for yourself, your body, be most supportive. Let's come to stillness here. Hands to the right. Let's bring it to a side stretch. And we'll ground evenly in both of the feet. So inside and outside, we're going to press in through those feet. Bring yourself back through the center and hands to the other side. And really reach and stretch through the waist. So we want to lengthen through the side body, through the arm, and through the fingertips. Bring yourself back through the center. Let's take a forward fold here. Right foot takes a big step back to a runner's lunge. Right knee begins to lower. Begin to bend and straighten your front leg. Now we'll take a little time here to warm up our hips. This will be also a really nice movement for our backs and also great for getting into the legs. Now, as you bend into your left knee, let's just make sure that our knee and our ankle are in the same lines. We just don't want that knee to be coming too far forward. And if that is happening, try to put a little bit more distance between your front foot and your back knee. Let's take a moment here to straighten the front leg, and we're just gonna let ourselves fold over. So we let our spine relax, and we let our head and our neck relax and release. Let's begin to release into a tabletop position from here, left knee to right knee. We'll just take one round of a cat-dog stretch. So let's take an opportunity to lower the stomach, to lift up the heart space, finding a back bend. And pressing the earth away, chin to chest, head hangs heavy, and gaze to the navel. Back to neutral. Right foot, let's take a nice big step forward. Hand floats up in between the hands. And begin to bend and straighten your front leg. As you work with the stretches on this side of the body, let's just notice if the stretch feels a little easier on this side, maybe a little bit more intense on this side. Our bodies aren't always symmetrical, especially when we work with the hips. Sometimes one hip tends to be a lot more locked up than the other. One feels much more flexible. Good. Let's begin to straighten that front leg, folding over, variation of a half splits, Ardha Hanumanasana. You can gently encourage your right hip back a little bit, and then left hip draws forward slightly, just to give you a little bit more stretch. Bending into your right knee, let's take it into a forward fold from here. So left foot meets right at the top of your mat. Bring yourself to a halfway lift here. We're going to bring ourselves down. We'll rise up. Take an inhale. Hands at heart. Exhale. Good job. Let's take some time to work with our knee down sun salutation. These are really great if you feel like you've been sitting a lot through the day. It's going to be a wonderful stretch for your quads. Gets into the hip flexor and the psoas as well. And just really, really nice warm up for the practice today. So let's take that time to line up, feet in line with hips. We're going to bring those hands up. Inhale. Let's bring it down to a fold. Exhale. Float yourself to a halfway lift. Plant your hands. Let's take that right foot back. Right knee lowers. Hands to the sky. Let's inhale here. So here we find a pose called Anjaneyasana, which is a knee down warrior. Let's see if we can just gently drop those hips forward and down a little bit more. Get into the stretch a bit more. And we're gonna release. Let's step into a down dog on exhale, grounding into the hands. Left foot meets your right foot. Hips are right up to the sky, like an upside down V shape. Now let's shake it out here in our down dog. So maybe bend one knee and the other. Maybe shake the head yes and shake the head no. Let's find our stillness. We're going to take right leg up, landing in that 3-limbed dog. Right foot forward, left knee lowers, hands to the sky. Let's breathe here. Now, if it's possible, try to get on the upper part of your left knee. That tends to be a little bit softer part of the knee, a little bit fleshier part of the knee. And then just see if you can drop in a little bit more. Let's bring the hands down. We're going to come into our forward fold from here, left foot to right foot. Halfway lift, forward fold. We'll rise up on inhale. Hands at heart. Exhale. exhale. Let's do the other side. Hands up, breathe in. Bring it down to a forward fold. We'll take ourselves into a halfway lift. Plant your hands, left foot back, left knee lowers, hands to the sky as you breathe in. Let's see if we can square the hips and the shoulders forward on this one. So we want to get that really nice alignment in our shoulders and our hips. Hands come down. We're going to take it to down dog on exhale, right foot to left foot. Hips right on up to the sky. Let's hold this one. So really try to scoop the sitting bones to the sky. Try lengthen your spine and the backs of your legs. Left leg up, 3-limb dog. Left foot forward, right knee lowers. Let's take those hands up. Tailbone tucks. Let's feel the navel move back and up to the spine a little bit. Try to create that nice long line of energy that flows through the spine. Hands are going to come down. We're going to take it forward into a fold. Right foot to your left foot. Float yourself to a halfway lift. Bring it down to the mat and then rise up. We'll take an inhale here. And then hands at heart. Exhale. Let's build on those. We're going to take those hands up to breathe in. Float it down, breathing out. Halfway lift. Plant your hands, right foot back, right knee lowers, hands reach up. Let your shoulders relax from your ears. We'll create a little bit of space between the ears and the shoulders. And feel the shoulder blades moving down your back. Hands are going to come down. Let's take a runner's lunge. We're going to find our way to plank. We'll take a high push-up pose here. As you take plank, knees can be up or down. Let's lower down chaturanga. We're going to come into an up dog here. So we're going to breathe into that really nice low back bend. Let's press it back, down dog. Right leg to the sky. Let's bend the knee. We're going to stack and then open up through the hip. Get a nice little hip stretch there. Reset back to 3-limb dog. Right foot forward, left knee lowers. Let's bring those hands up. Arms are really active here. Feel the arms frame your ears. Fingers are active. Reach and stretch out through your fingertips. Hands come down. Let's bring it forward to a fold. Left foot to right. Half lift. Release. Rise up on inhale. Hands at heart. Exhale. Other side. Hands up to breathe in. And take it down. Halfway lift. Plant your hands. Let's take that left foot back. Left knee lowers. And hands reach up to the sky. Now let's really tap into the breath. Try to breathe in and breathe out through your nose. Hands are going to come down. We'll try for a twist here. Let's bring that right hand up when you're ready. A knee down twist. And then as you're twisting on the in-breath, let your spine lengthen. On your out-breath, allow for your twist to deepen. Hand floats down. Runner's lunge to plank. Knees up or down. Let's lower chaturanga. We'll take an up dog here. Breathing into that nice mid-back stretch. Let's open through that mid-back. Lift it up. Down dog. Left leg to the sky. Let's float it up. Bend, stack, open. We'll reset back. 3-limb dog. Left foot forward. Right knee lowers. Hands to the sky. Try to breathe deeply here. So we're going to breathe into the stomach, the ribs, the chest, and then releasing from the chest, the ribs, the stomach. Hands come down, left hand rises, twist. Now, as you're twisting here, see if you can stack and open through the shoulders. We want to feel our shoulders in one line and also the wrists in one line. We'll bring that left hand down. Let's bring it forward into a forward fold. Halfway lift. Release and then rise up. Inhale. And hands on heart. Exhale. Great job on those. Let's take a moment to pause here. So maybe hands at the heart space in prayer. Maybe one hand to the heart, one to the navel. And we'll just close the eyes and give yourself a moment here to connect with your breath, connect with your body. Maybe feel the heart beating, connecting to the life force, to the energy inside of your body. And then also feel your body reacting to the breath. Feeling the chest rise on inhale, fall on exhale. Navel rises on in-breath and falls on out-breath. Let's take a nice deep full breath here. Hands will reach up and we'll bring our hands in line with our shoulders. We're going to come to a chair pose from here. We'll come into Utkatasana. And we'll work a little bit with our sun salutation B, but we'll try a little different variation with the flow. Let's come on down into a forward fold from here, hinge at the hips. We'll bring ourselves into a halfway lift. Plant the hands for plank, high push-up. Lower down, chaturanga. We'll take up dog here. Let's try to breathe into that nice upper back bend. And then pressing back, down dog when you're ready. We'll bring that right leg up to the sky. And let's begin to circle through that knee. So maybe find large circles here and maybe find smaller circles here. And reverse. So we will flow in the other direction. Leg to the sky. And then let's take a big step through finding our crescent warrior. So for crescent, we are going to be right on the toes of that left foot so that the majority of the foot is lifted. And we'll get very active in that back leg. So pressing out through the heel and also through the back of the knee. Let's come forward to a version of a flying warrior. So arms, either they're reaching out in front or you can take your arms alongside your body. And imagining from your left heel to the crown of the head that you can create this really long line that just flows. So you want that strong engagement of the core. Springing off your left foot, let's try for a warrior 3 pose. Maybe hands at the heart space on this one. Maybe hands reach and stretch out in front of you. There's also a variation where arms run alongside the body, palms face down. Let's bring it back. We're going to take a warrior 1 pose from here. So that means our left heel grounds down. Back foot is at a 45-degree angle. And we'll try to square our hips and our shoulders forward here. Coming into a little back bend, let's interlock our fingers and we'll release those index fingers. Palms are touching. We're going to lengthen here, really reach from your low back. And then let's take those hands back for a bit of a back bend. Make sure that you're breathing. Really easy to want to hold the breath in a back bend. So let's take that nice inhale and exhale. We're going to bring ourselves back on up. Warrior 1, hands come down, runner's lunge, right hand rises, runner's twist. And then as you're twisting here, activate your left leg. Let's press firmly out through the heel and the back of the knee. Right hand comes down. Let's bring it back through into plank. High push-up pose. Chaturanga Dandasana. We'll take our up dog here. Let's see if we can open the chest and the heart a little bit more. Try to find some space in the collarbones. Down dog when you're ready. Left leg, let's bring it up. We are going to circle that knee here. Large circles, small circles, whatever feels best in your body.
Try to get nice and grounded in your hands. So you might feel that you're pressing the weight off into that right hand quite a bit. Try to press into the left hand as well. Reverse, we're gonna flow in the other direction. Leg floats up. That brings us to a 3-limb dog. Left foot forward. Rise up, crescent, also called high lunge pose. As we align here, you'd be doing a little scan. Where are you holding tension in your body? See if you can relax your shoulders from the ears, maybe relax your jaw, and relax your eyebrows. Coming into that flying warrior. So what you might want to do is take a deeper bend in this front knee. So get really low in the hips, and then we're just going to hinge at the hips. We're going to come forward a little bit. We have that strong connection to the core. So let's tuck our tailbone, feel the navel move back and up to the spine slightly. Let's bring it through warrior 3 pose, also called Virabhadrasana tree. We have that left leg really active, creating this capital T shape with your body. Warrior 1, right foot back, right heel lowers, hands up. Bending deeply in that front knee, grounding firmly into that right heel. Let's take our hands together, fingers interlock, palms touch, release the index fingers. Lengthen, ground into the feet as you lift up. Let's bring it back. We're gonna find our back bend here. And release. Let's float ourselves up. Warrior 1. Let's take runner's lunge. Left hand rises for our twist. And then as you're twisting here on the in-breath, let's see if we can lengthen the spine a little bit more. Maybe let that twist deepen on the out-breath. Pressing down into the hands, let's come into plank. And then this time, let's try side plank. So we're gonna take that right hand to the sky, roll into the outer edge of your left foot. Right hand rises to the sky with the breath. You can always modify bottom leg down for less, top leg lifts for more. Right hand down, left hand up. Let's take it to the other side. Again, bottom leg comes down for a little less, top leg can lift for a little bit more. Back through to plank. Let's float into that high push-up pose. Chaturanga Dandasana. Let's take our up dog here. Maybe imagine that someone was drawing you by a golden thread by the crown of the head. So really lengthen here. Let's press it back, down dog. Toes to the hands. Let's bring it through. Find your fold. Half lift. Release. And we'll take a chair pose from here. Let's drop back into Utkatasana. We'll have a deep bend in the knees, hands up. Try to bring the weight back into your heels, let your toes be a little bit lighter here. Legs will straighten, hands reach up, mountain, Tadasana. Hands at the heart as you exhale. Let's take a moment to pause once again. And this time, let's connect back to the intention that you set at the beginning of class. And then carrying that with you through the rest of the practice today, holding that in your heart. Let's begin to work with our balance a little bit more. So we're going to try for a dancer pose. For dancer, let's take our right hand for the outside of the right foot. If you would like a little bit more of a shoulder stretch, feel free to grab on the inside of the foot. Left hand comes out in front. Maybe take your index and your thumb to touch. The pads of the fingers can come together. And we'll begin to kick the foot into the hand to take yourself forward. And this is really nice. So earlier in the practice, we work with those knee down warriors. So this is feeling like we can build on those a little bit because this really helps to open up our quad, really helps to get into the hip flexor and the psoas. And also really nice for the back. We get a back bend in the 3 parts of our back.
We can also get a shoulder stretch. So pose brings lots and lots of benefits. Also very good for strengthening the standing leg, so strengthening all of the muscles through the foot, through the ankle, and through the knee. We're gonna bring it out. Let's get nice and grounded in our right foot. Left hand for left foot when you're ready, right hand up. We'll begin to kick the foot into the hand, coming through. And breathing here. So if you wanted to that right hand, you could take a mudra. So that's where we take the pad of the index and the thumb together. That's called our chin mudra, Yana mudra. And our mudra is really good for calming the mind and the body. It's said to help cultivate concentration and creativity, really helping us with our focus and our balancing poses. Let's begin to release from here. We're going to take those feet out nice and wide, and we'll do a little sweep to the right and to the left, little swish to one side and the other. And then as you're twisting to one side, maybe lifting that opposite heel from the ground, just keeping the toes tracking in the same line as the knees. Good. Let's float ourselves back through to stillness here. We'll take our hands to the sky. Inhale. Let's bring it down to a fold on the exhale. Find your way to a halfway lift. Plant your hands, plank, high push up, chaturanga, dandasana. Let's take our up dog. We're going to hold our up dog this time. Gaze off your right shoulder. Look back for your right toes. Come back to center. Let's lengthen. Gaze off your left shoulder. Back through center. Let's lengthen and pressing back to down dog on the exhale. Knees will begin to lower. Sweep your feet to the right or to the left. Let's come down into seated. Legs, we'll begin to kick them right out in front. And we'll take some time to work on a hip opener here. So for this hip opener, let's work on a pose called seated pigeon. We'll begin by taking our left leg up and over. So we create the figure 4 stretch here. And you can stay here. If you wanted a little bit more stretch, you could bend your right knee, and then you could inch yourself in. You could be as close or far away as you want. You would flex your left foot and then gently encourage this left knee away from the face. If you're feeling extra flexible, you could try to stack your lower legs, and this is called a double pigeon, also called fire log pose. Looks a little bit like stacking the fire logs. And if you're trying out these 3 different options, one thing that's important for alignment is having the bottom of your foot in line with the outside of your leg. So what we don't want to see is like leg way over. Try to get this nice line happening here. And then if you are trying double pigeon, nice line there as well. Now, if you can, if you're in the first option or the third option, we'll try a little wrist relief. And then if you're in the third, you're pressing down. So you can just hang out there, be there for a little bit. We're just going to circle out those wrists. And just melting away tension that you might be holding on to here. And reverse. We'll flow in the other direction. Good, and we're gonna let it go. We'll just shake it out a little bit here. Let's give it a couple more breaths. Maybe close your eyes. If you wanted extra stretch in this one as well, you could also do a fold forward. Maybe try to encourage your body to relax. Try to relax the eyebrows and the jaw. Relax through the shoulders, arms, and hands. Relax the upper, mid, and low back. Relax the legs and feet. We'll begin to come on out on the side. So let's take those feet out nice and wide, maybe to the edges of your mat. And we'll just begin to drop the knees to the left and the right. So we'll do a little windshield wipe from one side and to the other side. Right leg. Let's bring it up and over. We'll give that a try on the other side. So flexing the foot here, figuring out if you want to stay here. So it'll be interesting to see on this side if you can move a little deeper into the stretches or maybe have to back out a little bit. So you can sit with the spine straight. You could fold forward. This would be variation number 2. And then we have our third option. And this is one of my favorite hip openers because it does give so many options. You know, some of the hip stretches, they only have one option. If you can't do it, you can't do that pose. But I really like with this one, you can build on it if you're in it. And it is a lot of stretch, a lot of sensation. You can back out a little bit and still get a wonderful stretch in your body. So again, if you're in the first option or third, we'll just do a little wrist release. So let's interlock fingers. We'll take our palms to touch and we're just going to circle out here. And if you're in that second variation, you're just going to find that maybe a little folding forward. You know, the hands are supporting the body up as you're in that one. And we'll circle in the other direction. Good. Let's release that. Maybe shake it out. We're going to be here for a couple more breaths. So maybe sitting up with the spine straight. Maybe finding a little bit of softness in the pose. And I know this one can definitely bring up a lot of stretching, a lot of sensation. So just know that that's normal. That's what you're feeling. It is a wonderful hip stretch, really good for the legs, really good for your low back. And then let's bring it on up. We'll take our feet out nice and wide. And we're just going to do a little swish to the left and then to the right. Feet are going to come out nice and wide now that the hips are nice and open. We're going to take those feet out. And what you can do is either walk those heels out a little bit, use your hands to draw them out a little bit more. So we're in a wide-legged stretch. And we're going to try for a side stretch here. So right arm onto your right leg. Let's bring that left arm up and over. Maybe see if you can take this a little micro adjustment. See if you can take this left hip and try to roll it open a little bit more. See if you can get a little different stretch in your body. We will bring ourselves back through the center. Let's take that left arm onto the left leg and we'll bring our right arm up and over. See if you can get nice and grounded through both of the sitting bones. We don't want to be pressing too firm on one side and then a little bit lighter on the other side. So get nice, even connection here. We'll bring ourselves back on up. Let's take a full breath to lengthen. And we're going to come on down into a fold on the exhale. And we'll just be here for just a moment. Maybe letting the mind be clear of thoughts. We always have thoughts moving through the mind, maybe thoughts for the past, thoughts for the future. Try to release your thoughts. Bring the awareness to the breath. Bring the awareness to the present moment. Remembering the present moment, the only moment where life truly exists. From here, we'll bring those legs back together. Feet can come out nice and wide. One last time. Let's do a little windshield right to the left and then off to the right. And from here, we will just begin to bring ourselves down onto our backs. Knees, let's float them into the chest. And then we'll take our knees to the sides of the room. So the knees are going to separate. We have right hand on right knee, left hand on left knee. We're going to scoop those knees out to the sides of the room. And then gently draw them through center. And maybe just feeling this gentle release of the hips and the legs and the low back. And circle in the other direction. We'll just reverse. And legs, let's float them right up to the sky. We are going to engage the core here. So sometimes I imagine if I drew a line from my navel down to the mat that there was a grape there and I wanted to squish the grape with my low back. So really try to press in through the low back, feel the navel move back and up to the spine a little bit. We're going to take those hands to the sky as well. This one is called Sleeping Tiger Stretch. And we'll just be in this for a moment. Nice inversion. Maybe invite a gentle tuck of your chin. Try to lengthen the back of your neck. Maintain that tuck of your tailbone, lengthening your low back. And just breathing, connecting to the gentle rise and the gentle fall of the breath. From here, we're going to release the legs down and the hands down. We'll make our way into Shavasana. We'll come into the resting pose of class. Legs can relax, arms can relax. If you would like a little bit more of an active stretch here, feet can plant, knees will be bent. Maybe take those feet out nice and wide to the edges of the mat, knees drop in. This can be a lovely low back release. And we'll just take some time here to relax. So this is a few moments of relaxation to really integrate the yoga practice into the mind, body. Take a moment to deepen the breath, wiggle fingers and toes. Take your knees into your chest. Take your hands or your arms, wrap them around the knees or the shins. Gently rock off to the right. Gently rock off to the left. Rolling to your favorite side, to the right or the left, we'll come into a fetal position for a moment. Grounding into the hands. Let's begin to find our way into a comfortable seated position. Hands can come into the heart in prayer in Anjali Mudra. Closing the eyes. We'll end our class with this passage about yoga. We all come to yoga for vastly different reasons. To connect to our body, our breath, each other, a greater purpose, our community. We come to connect. Yoga in Sanskrit translates to union, to join. It pieces together that which was never actually separate. The light within me honors the light within you. Namaste. Namaste, everyone. Thank you so much for joining today. I hope that you enjoyed this yoga practice. I feel so much more relaxed now, so I hope you do as well. Have a wonderful evening, and I look forward to seeing you soon. I will be back tomorrow at 3 o'clock. That's East Coast time. And I'll be here for a mindful stretch. So we'll do 15 minutes of stretching, and that's on the yoga mat. So I hope to see you then. Take care.